I'll come out there with a lunch bag on my head, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Well, by the way, we are talking. Welcome to Radio Labyrinth. This is season 8, episode 11, and of course, we're talking about watching one of the classic 1980s movies called Night Patrol. Night Patrol was a parody type of movie, maybe not a parody, but it was one of those gag-filled, like Airplane light movies. Didn't have the same joke structure, wasn't as funny as Airplane, but it's also a hell of a lot dirtier than Airplane. And we are going to watch it and talk about it on our Patreon show, since we've just finished the first season of The Last of Us. And real quick, Night Patrol stars Murray Langston, who is also the unknown comic, Linda Blair, Pat Morita, Billy Barty, Pat Paulson, Jack Riley, who you will know when you see him, J.P. Morgan from The Gong Show, Andrew Dice Clay is in that movie. He plays Tony Baroni. My favorite line of his is, "Hey, I do impressions. You want to see my Johnny Carson? Hey, we got a great fucking show." Sidney Lassick, who you know from Alice. Just a ton of people. Kitten Natividad, may she rest in peace. She was a porn star or something. She had really big boobs. And just a whole bunch of people in the film. So we've convinced Steph to watch it, and we'll talk about it next week. I reached out to the director, Jackie Kong, about a year ago and never heard back from her. I would certainly love to talk about it, but we'll see. So
this was one of those movies that came on. It was on HBO
all the time.
Yeah, and I'm just like flipping through channels when I'm a kid, and then when I was flipping through is when the cockfight was going on, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then I just finished watching it, and then of course, then I had to watch it again all the way through.
Right.
It's no top secret for me anyway.
No, definitely not top secret. But we'll see if you enjoy it. We'll rewatch it and see what you have to say. How does that sound? Oh, by the way.
Sounds good.
All right. You can get access to our Patreon-only shows by going to patreon.com/Tim Andrews and signing up. Everybody in the $5 and above level has access to these. Unless you're looking at it on the app for some reason. I don't know why that doesn't seem to work. That's just crazy. And I hope, if you are having trouble with that, let us know. Not necessarily in Patreon, but let us know by sending us a Facebook message or posting it on one of the two groups, either Radio Labyrinth Facebook page or probably the Radio Shack would be the way to go. Speaking of which, if you come in at the $25 level, you will get a t-shirt of your choice from our t-shirt store, and I'll send you the link to that after you sign up. And that's a cool thing. You also can take your pick of one of my doodles, which I'll also send to you, and I'll print it out, sign it, and send it to you with some stickers. So that's pretty cool. And then every week, as a producer at the $25 level, you get your name mentioned on the show, and we thank you for that. Like Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, Roby Neely, Tim Slayton, Mike D, and Matt Carter. So thank you guys very much. And we thank you, even if you're only doing $1, we thank you, because that means you support us and like us. And if you can't do that, we would certainly just simply appreciate liking and subscribing to our YouTube page. That would be very important, and sharing it with your friends. And if you're one of those old school people that just likes to listen to podcasts, leave us a review on iTunes or on Spotify. And you said that we got some new reviews, Dustin.
Yeah, we got some new reviews, and we've increased our subscribers in the last couple of weeks by about 50. So I would like to say welcome to you 50 new subscribers and all the rest that we have, and keep on doing what you're doing. It's growing every day.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I have another podcast that I do. It's actually a radio show that airs 7 p.m. on Saturday night called the PopCast. Really more Atlanta-centric, but sometimes it's not. This week on the show, and it also becomes a podcast the Monday following. You can listen to the most recent episode on any of your favorite podcast apps. And Saturday tonight, or the most recent show when you're listening to this, will have comedian Drew Lynch, who was came in second place on America's Got Talent. He is appearing at Center Stage, doing a show on the 25th of March. and recording his new special. You can watch his new special, These Are Jokes, on YouTube right now. And he's a funny guy, and he was nice to talk to. Also, I believe actor Jesse Metcalf will be in the what's the name of that movie I was talking about? Jesse Metcalf. And I have to remember the name of the movie because I'll sound like an idiot if I don't. A Wing and a Prayer, about also starring Heather Graham, and not Heather Campbell, the girl we went to college with, Heather Graham, and Dennis Quaid. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get on with program. Oh, by the way, next week we're going to be speaking with Brian O'Halloran and Jeremy Long from the Huntsville Con. Jeff, you're going to that, right?
Yeah, that's why we're doing this. I'm trying to get passes to go over to Huntsville. Maybe we'll get Ming too if we can round them up.
Yeah. Tell everybody who they are.
Well, Brian O'Halloran is Dante from Clerks.
Yes.
And Clerks 2 and Clerks 3.
Yep.
And him and Jeff Anderson, who plays Randall in Clerks, are both going to be at.
And who's Jeremy Long?
Jeremy Long is the guy that runs the con, Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
So that's something we can look forward to. All right. Now, as we started on the show, we found out that Steph has been watching a lot of The View because she's espousing her intolerance and her ridiculous views on the Romani people. The Romani people have been maligned for ages. When they used to come into the convenience store where I worked twice a year as they were traveling through, they never shoplifted. They didn't try to scam me with shortchanging me at the register. This never happened. And I would never, ever call them anything but what they prefer to be called. I certainly wouldn't say the term gypsy, which is terrible. And I wouldn't say, there's only like 1,000 songs about gypsy referring to somebody who's traveling and roaming, not necessarily degrading a group of people. But Whoopi Goldberg, she had to apologize because she said she was talking about President Trump complaining because he felt like he got gypped in the election. And she said gypped. And then, of course, she had to apologize. And I think that's terrible. And Whoopi should know better.
He's gypping us.
You're gypping us! That guy gypped me!
She was gypped.
What a gyp.
I've been gypped!
You know you're getting gypped over here.
What a gyp! You tricked me! I want another wish!
Oh, dude, what a gyp.
What a gyp!
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she's in her, 60s or 70s? Why would she know any better? She's been saying it her whole life, right?
I don't care. I'm not going to stop saying gypped. I didn't even know what the root word was.
Nobody.
I didn't even know that it even came from that.
It's the typical suspects that get pissed all the time. It's the middle-aged or younger liberal white woman who thinks that, that's who it usually is. The Karens of the world, the lefty Karens. You can't see that because they've been maligned for blah, 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 blah. You know what? It's not our fault that Ceausescu ruled them. You know what they did to him? They dragged him out of his castle and killed him and his wife in the middle of the street. So go Romani people.
It's not our fault that Cher put them in the same boat as tramps and thieves. That's not our fault. We didn't do that.
Well, that's what the people of the town called it. Every night all the men would come around. Lay the money down.
It's Stevie Nicks is her song. Is it derogatory in some way?
No, they don't. They're not talking about. Cher literally is talking about that because they were traveling people. But no, the song "Gypsy" by Fleetwood Mac, no. The song "Gypsy" by Van Morrison, no. He's just saying you could be a roaming person. I guess they're all canceled now. We should probably never talk about them again. But I will say that it's not the only thing. I want to know who's watching this show, The View, because they are really harsh people. I think last Friday, Jane Fonda went on there and said, kill everybody who's against something she believes in. And okay, I maybe vote him out of office, protest out.
Orgies.
Yeah, no, she said, kill everybody who's pro-life.
No, you said, something that she's for.
Oh, yeah.
Back in her day.
Totally into orgies and going to Vietnam and having orgies with the Viet Cong and, having orgies on top of anti-aircraft gun.
She's a great actress.
She is a fantastic actress. I haven't seen 80 for Brady because I don't like torturing myself with shit I know I wouldn't like. But I think Gronk banged all of them.
You saw Cocaine Bear the day before it came out on digital.
Did it really come out of the... Yeah, but you still had to pay, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was literally the next day.
Well, seeing Margot Martindale get her head bitten off really needed to be done on the big screen. Actually, she doesn't get her head bitten off. Do you want me to spoil it or no?
No, I haven't seen it. I really want to see it.
That's all I'm going to say. Well, I didn't because that's not what happens to her.
Okay.
She doesn't get her head bitten off.
She go, Black Pack.
Go get me, Dexter. Go get me some.
Does that guy say shit anywhere?
Doesn't. No, not one.
Damn it.
He says shit, but he doesn't say it that way. But it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I also like being the only person in the theater. The problem was I couldn't pause it when I had to go piss. I don't know.
You should just bring one of those hospital bed things.
Pissed on the floor. I was excited because I haven't been to the movies in a while. And, I wanted to go see this movie. It was either that or that new movie with Adam Driver that has dinosaurs in it.
Terrible.
I heard I'd read one place that it was worth seeing, so I thought about it, and then I kept reading the reviews. I'm like, nah, Cocaine Bear. And it sucks because Adam Driver is a good actor, and I like dinosaur movies, but there isn't a good dinosaur movie to be seen.
Well, I wanted to tell you, you asked if I had a topic to discuss. I just wanted to say I went for a physical today at the doctor, and the lady, and the only reason why I did it is because I have a cancer policy and an accident policy through my job. And if I go get a physical, they'll give me $200. Nice. So that's the only reason why I did it. And so the nurse, whenever she's asking me, what was the last mammogram? And I said, it was pre-COVID. So what about you last past year? I said, pre-COVID. She says, so then I heard her outside the door laughing at me and telling this other lady, this woman in here, everything I asked her, she would go pre-COVID. So we need a pre-COVID box. I was like, you bitch. You're out there making fun of me. So yeah, anyway, I just found that amusing that she thought it was funny. But
that is funny.
But yeah, and then they gave me a bunch of referrals for crap that I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy. Just all kinds of crap. They were like, and you should go do this and do this and this. I was like, oh, thank you. Ball it up, throw it in the trash. Can I have phentermine? Because I'm fat. And that's what I was there.
What's phentermine?
It's crack.
Oh, okay. Great. Is that new thing they're using?
No.
Zempic?
You can't get that shit.
Oh, okay.
No, you have to be a diabetic celebrity to get it.
Well, hopefully, I recommend you get a colonoscopy because it's fun.
Just shit in the mailbox like you were trying to make me do that one time.
I made you. Who, me?
Yeah, my doctor had that kit sent to my house, and I never did it, and I threw it away.
Oh yeah, nail it. That shit will creep up on you.
That's the worst, though. I used to open the mail, especially after 9/11. Open the mail at work, and we had to wear masks and gloves because there might be anthrax in it. Do you remember that shit?
That Ian might be a robot.
Oh, it was so ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it was a whole production to open the mail. And so then I got rid of that job. And this Colombian chick that I work with, she started doing it. And all of a sudden she called me. She was like, Swin, come here. And she was like, smell this. And she goes, what does it smell like? I said, it smells like poop. And she goes, mierda, mierda. They mailed that fecal thing. They did the fecal test like Jeff did, and then they just put it in a fucking envelope and mailed it to us like it was a love letter.
Jeff didn't do it. He threw it away.
I know, but
I'm not going to fucking shit in a mailbox.
What are you going to do? Take the stuff and then crap yourself all night long? Because that's what happens when you get the colonoscopy. You drink this horrible stuff that's like salty, thick Kool-Aid, and then you end up having a wonderful evening, just you and your toilet basin.
I'm not doing any of that preventative crap. I'm not fooling with any of that shit, because if they tell me that I've got some sort of butt cancer or whatever, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to let it win. So I'd rather just not know.
If they get it early enough, they can just cut the polyp out and you don't have to worry about it.
Nah.
Dude, I like it. I like the nap. Like waking up from the nap, all disoriented. Take me to Burger King.
My ass hurts. Take me to Burger King.
Yes. My dad was the first person to pick me up after I had my first one. He goes, well, in M&E, you want anything to eat? I go, yeah, take me to the fucking McDonald's. I was still under the influence. McDonald's.
It was weird, though, when you felt both his hands on your shoulders.
Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Don't besmirch my doctor. My doctor is a deadhead. I love him. He's a great guy.
How many colonoscopies have you had?
4 since 2011.
Why? Why so many?
Because my mother died of caused by a colon cancer because she refused to go to the doctor and have things checked out because she was worried she'd have cancer.
What's hilarious to me is that you go and have
you're thinking about.
You keep getting your ass roto-rooted, but you fucking smoke cigarettes. Why would you even bother?
Well, because I'd like to know. Then I'll go, I need to quit.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm done. Let's not talk about shit anymore. Oh, wait, we're talking about the Oscars. I just have
Green Bear showed up at the Oscars.
I saw that unfunny joke. Let's see. Who else? The Oscars are jerks, though. They're like colon cleansing jerks. First of all, Dove Soap is mad at the fact that Brendan Fraser won an Oscar for wearing a fat suit. He didn't win an Oscar for wearing a fat suit. He wore a fat suit while he was acting, and that's why he won the Oscar. But for some reason, Dove Soap is taking a stand against it, and they're leading the charge to make plus-sized people a protected minority. So that's good.
Well, wait a minute. What about when Charlize Theron won it for playing an ugly person?
Well, nobody wants to hire an ugly actor. Steve Buscemi can't play a woman, I guess. I don't think Steve Buscemi is. But why is Dove Soap coming in? They got some big fat lady making fun of me. No one's making fun of you. And why should they have to? Why can't people just act? Why can't people just act? I don't understand. I don't.
I mean, they can't get the woman from What's Eating Gilbert Grape to be in everything.
Yeah, who's that?
She died anyway.
Yeah, well,
and that's definitely why they can't.
Yeah, she's definitely not going to be in it. But they can't get the lady from This Is Us. They ought to do The Last of Us. This Is Us. Everybody crying. Anyway, so there's that. But the thing that bothers me is the people that they decide to leave off. Who's the person in charge of doing the in memoriam segment? So many people were left off, including people who recently died. Tom Sizemore, these are actors that have been in Oscar-nominated films and in great films. Anne Heche, Leslie Jordan, Paul Sorvino. Now Sorvino's daughter went apeshit on Twitter, complained about it, and I think she had every right.
They did a Ray Liotta piece, right? Yeah. And they showed a clip. Why didn't they just show a clip of a scene with those two together, and then
the important scene when he goes to Paulie after he's put the drugs, and he goes, I didn't, I got on that shit, and he goes, I got to turn my back on you, and he gives him money. Yeah. Also, Gilbert Gottfried, Estelle Harris, John Aniston, Lisa Marie Presley. I saw Michael Imperioli was mad because Tony Sirico was left off. And one of the actresses in one of the films that was nominated for Best Picture died. She was 34 or something.
Yeah, from Triangle of Sadness.
Yes, she did not get mentioned. So who's doing this? I don't understand who's in charge of.
And they put like fucking, the guy was a producer or a cameraman or something. Yeah. They put those people in there.
Yeah.
Tiny Dinky Daffy.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's lame. I don't appreciate that kind of shit. Let these people, if you're going to do it in memoriam. It's just dumb.
Yeah, and the show's already run long anyway. It's not like they care about time.
Yeah, what are you going to miss out on?
It went like an hour over time.
Yeah, you're going to miss out on another fantastic Jimmy Kimmel joke. The uncomfortable moment with the Taliban lady. Lady got attacked by the Taliban.
On the show?
Yeah, he asked her a question. He was saying, what do you think? And did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine? And she's just like, I just like a piece. Is it?
Yeah. Oh, was the one that was shot by the sniper or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, and then he had
Malala.
run up to her. Malala. Yeah. God, I hope it's not on ABC again. I can't stand him.
What was that Beretta? I mean, Jimmy Kimmel also did a joke about someone else they left off the in memoriam.
Yeah, they left Robert
Blake. He said, call in if you want Robert Blake in the in memoriam or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a little rascal, for Christ's sake, right? I put the Little Rascals on the other day for Gil, and this was his reaction. No. No.
You should have showed him the soapbox derby one, because it had cars. He'd have been into that.
Nah, I like started at the beginning. You know, before all the ones we know were on that show.
They had like Fatty Arbuckle or whatever
That's
his name was.
and then they get Froggy, and then it wasn't Buckwheat yet. They had Farina. The kid was a little.
Oh yeah, Farina. Yeah, I was a stymie. Buckwheat was all right, but I was more of a stymie.
Stymie was cute. He was in between Farina and in the Buckwheat era.
His little hat.
Yeah.
Stymie was great.
Well, rest in peace to all the Little Rascals who are dead now.
None of them are alive, are they?
No, Robert Blake was the last one alive, unless Jackie Coogan is still alive. Is he still alive? I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. Tarantino, his final film, he announced the name of it. It's The Movie Critic. People are saying it's probably going to be about Pauline Kael. Now, wasn't Pauline Kael married to Peter Bogdanovich? He might have been. I don't know. I'm going to Google that real quick while we're talking about it. But that's going to be his last film, and he starts shooting this fall.
That's what he said. So I think he'll keep making them.
You think?
I mean, maybe he'll take a few years off, but once his kids grow up, what else are they going to do?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe she wasn't the one that was married to Peter Bogdanovich, but she is a very well-known.
Yeah, well, it'll be like a kind of Jackie Brown kind of 70s style movie.
Yeah, it's going to be set in the 70s, and I wish I could remember the name of the film person who was married to Peter Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich was married to Louise Stratton.
That's right, thank you. No, he was married to Dorothy Stratton, and then he married her sister, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Before that, he was married to a woman. The whole movie, Irreconcilable Differences, is loosely based on his first marriage. You know, that horrible movie with Ryan O'Neal and Shelley Long and Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is not a horrible movie. You could see Sharon Stone's tits in it. Anyway, an early Sharon Stone, not like last week Sharon Stone. Let's see. In news that makes me very, very happy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has a release date, cast, and all that. They just wrapped up shooting. That is the fourth movie in the new universe of Planet of the Apes. It picks up after the last film. I don't believe Caesar is going to be the main. He's going to be like the lawgiver, the god guy, and there's going to be different tribes of apes, and there's still a war with the humans, or the humans can't speak now because of that disease they all got from the simian flu vaccine or whatever the hell it was. The stuff they were using to try to cure Alzheimer's that kicked everything off. And I've said before that Planet of the Apes is my Star Wars. I love Planet of the Apes more than any of the other stuff from the 70s, 60s, and 70s that continues to this day. And I'm really jazzed about it. And I was so jazzed about it the other night. I saw on YouTube. YouTube, if you're a premium member, you can watch a lot of films for free. And that movie was on there. And it's such a good movie, the original. Just how sarcastic and no fucks given Charlton Heston's Taylor is. And then I started to watch Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is the first sequel. And I don't know, that's just not a good movie. It's not terrible, but it's not a good movie. The third one's really good when Zira and Cornelius come back to the Earth. They have their baby, and they give their baby to Ricardo Montalban. And am I losing you guys?
No, they're all on. I thought HBO Max had the entire set.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I'm going to go through all of them again because they're so good, and I've never done a full watch. So you got to watch the 4 sequels to the first one. Then there's the television series. Then there's the animated television series. Then you fast forward and you got to watch the one with Mark Wahlberg that Tim Burton directed. And then you can pick up with the James Franco one where he gets all the apes drunk and tries to have sex with them.
They scared me when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I found them to be very frightening. And then the new ones that have come out, I've watched all of them, and I think they're all great, but they're so sad.
Right.
All of them that, I mean, it's a one and done. Every single one of them. I don't want to watch it again because they all have such sad moments.
Right. Like at the end of the rebooted one, James Franco's dad leaves and has a new family and then ends up murdering people. Calls his wife a cunt. Kind of cunt. It's a sad.
He was great in that.
John Lithgow?
He was amazing in that, yeah.
That movie's a really good movie. It is depressing, though, and Steph's not wrong. Every single Planet of the Apes movie ends depressed. Even the third one, which was light and fun, they kill him. And then the fifth one's sad because it has Paul Williams in it as an orangutan.
Nobody needs that.
I hope it's a banana nut cookie daddy. I'm Paul Williams, and I'm a chimpanzee. No, I'm an orangutan. It's you and me against the world.
Did he have one of the Landers sisters trapped in a tree?
Yeah.
Then you got to watch the Charlton Heston Saturday Night Live where they redid the entire opening where everybody was an ape.
They did that?
Yeah.
When was that? In the 90s?
Far early era.
Is it canon?
Yeah.
But what are you watching?
What you watching there?
What are you watching?
Okay, so what are we watching?
What are we watching?
What are you watching?
I forget every week. Who's watching Picard season 3 and who isn't?
Just me.
All right. So you and I, we'll have to talk about it separately. I don't want to subjugate these guys, but just to say that the first act wrapped in the most recent episode, and I fucking love it. I don't care about the last 2 seasons. I don't care about the bad movies that they did with TNG. This was good. It was like a TNG story arc, and I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the episodes.
Yeah.
And so keep going. I say Perry Mason. I just watched the first episode. I haven't watched the second one, but the first episode I enjoyed a lot. You guys all caught up on that show?
Yeah, I've watched the first and the second.
I've just watched the first.
And the second one is good too?
Yeah.
I like where it's going. I like that they're bringing back characters from season 1 that I liked a lot. I forget their names, and the actors and stuff, but
Hugh Reese from The Americans plays Perry Mason.
Yes.
And the guy from Boardwalk Empire is his brother.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's great.
That character actor, God bless, I think his name. But everybody, there's not one poorly cast role on that show.
Right. Okay, so you have Matthew Reese. He's Perry Mason. What's her name? And she's dead. Shea Wiggum.
Shea Wiggum, yeah.
Shea Wiggum. Chris Chalk as Paul Drake is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just an amazing cast and a very well done show. I like that Eric Lang guy who's the detective. And this season looks like it's got some interesting stuff going on. So I look forward to it. Paul Raci, I like him too. He's that guy's dad.
Yeah. It's such a fun show. They really captured like the fun of the old show.
Yeah.
But it's so well written and everything.
And not dumb. So congratulations.
And I think Roby brought up the fact today on on the Radio Shack about why aren't we talking about Snowfall? And I don't know because I'm watching it. It's great.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm watching it too.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
Don't you agree, Jeff? This is shaping up to be a really good finale season. I really like how they're tying it all together.
How many episodes is it so far?
4? 5?
So tonight, I think.
Well, you guys can talk about it. I'll watch it eventually because I was going to ask you about this other show that we were all watching and I got behind on. Poker Face. That season wrapped, and you guys all liked that, right?
Oh, it's great.
I liked all of them except for the one that I didn't like about the race card.
The NASCAR one.
Oh, the NASCAR one. Okay, yeah. So that was episode 6.
But I agree with Steph though about that one
7.
with the
Escape from Ship Mountain.
Escape from Ship Mountain being the best episode of the entire season.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Is that the name of the episode?
Yeah, that's the name of it.
Wow.
What's his face from the Umbrella Academy? Who played the butthole in that one?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He played such a piece of crap, and finally, this is what I've been wanting to see him play. And he played it so believably.
Yeah, I just finished watching the episode with Nick Nolte, which, man, that
was a good one, too.
Hell yeah. Tuvok from, what was the name of that show? Voyager.
Yep.
And the actress who played the older lady, the rich lady, she was in 24, and that's all I've ever seen her.
That's Cherry Jones.
Cherry Jones.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
A bunch of stuff.
Wasn't she in 24? She played the president.
Maybe.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was the police chief in Signs.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been in a bunch of stuff.
All right.
She was in that Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
How did I not know that Natasha Lyonne and Fred Armisen had been together for like 8 years?
Yeah, they were married.
They just broke up like last year. I had no idea.
I'm starting to get a little tick in my eye here. I think it's because everybody's fucking lying to me.
Listen to the Neil Brennan's. Listen to her on Blocks on the Neil Brennan podcast.
She was good on Smartless too.
I don't listen to that one. I don't know why. Too many people, I think. All right. How do Mandalorians fuck? That's a question I have. Somebody get back to me on that. Sex must be boring if they can't kiss and not give each other head. It must be boring. How do you reproduce if you're a Mandalorian? Can you take your helmet off then? I don't think so.
I don't know. This sounds good.
What sounds good?
There's got to be some sort of Mandalorian glory hole, like where you cut the hole in the sheet.
You can't take your helmet off.
No, so you put your junk in the hole.
Yeah.
And then the other person puts their junk on the other side of the hole.
What if they tie that repelling thing to it and shoot it up into the air?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's fun. So just think about that. How do Mandalorians fuck? I want to know. I mean, do they fuck like normal people, but they leave their helmets on? I don't know.
It's a lot of clinging and clanging, I would imagine. It's very
clang.
Go through a lot of WD-40.
What's that shit they mine for? That they Vespar? Is that what it's
Beskar?
Yeah.
Beskar. That's what their condoms are made out of.
You guys haven't watched this latest episode today, but I would have swore it was.
I haven't.
Today's already?
I haven't.
I would have swore it was an episode of Severance.
Yeah, no doubt.
And characters that you've seen before, but
yeah,
it's just way to build in the story more.
Is it episode 3 or 4? It should be 3, correct?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that today. It was fun. Guys, thank you to Atlanta Pizza in Gyro, our longtime sponsor, and thank you to Mike Hall and everyone who works at the restaurant. Please join AP&G for their weekly Tuesday night team trivia from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Now heading into spring with 16 draft beer on tap and over 40 other beers to choose from in bottles and cans, with a strong focus on local Georgia and southeastern craft breweries. They serve the best freshly made Greek and Italian specialties around in an authentic retro dive pizza place with a come-as-you-are, family-friendly atmosphere. And that is come as you are, but you have to wear pants. Dine in and takeout available. Limited delivery is also available through Slice, DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. If your business or corporate client is looking for a food truck for your next private event or catered luncheon, please contact Mike Hall at Atlanta Pizza in Gyro by calling 770-483-6228. Open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday from 11 to 9, Saturday 12 to 9, and closed on Sundays. Hey guys, we got a new video from Sly here.
He's got you mais grupo they cut me, you know. Don't speak too good. I don't speak too good, absolutely I don't. Yeah, he's misunderstood. What? How you doing? It's me, Sly. I thought I'd come to quite a location at this Oscar party and talk a little bit about the Oscars. Now, as you know, I talked about here, there, everywhere, all at once, or whatever they should have named that movie Charlie Sheen,
because it was winning. You know, I'm glad Short Round finally got an Oscar. And Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm glad her boobs finally got the recognition they deserve. They should have given her two Oscars. And Brendan Fraser winning for The Whale, which really helps me out because now Killer Whale is gonna be awesome. There's a lot of buzz going around about Cocaine Bear. I haven't seen it, but I'll tell you what, I like his style. I'm a little upset that, the Banshees of Ed Sheeran didn't get more attention, but, with Everything, Everywhere, or whatever, Charlie Sheen, they just kind of stole the show, except for The Whale, which, of course, was going to lead perfectly into Killer Whale. So anyway, I just wanted to pop by real quick and say, hey, I got that right. And, I gotta go back to the party now.
Misunderstood.
What?
Yeah, I loved that.
That fucking cracked me up. So we definitely need to thank our buddy Mark Schrankel from I Am Shauna Ray. He is much more than just a dad on a reality show. He is he's an artist. He's a puppeteer. He does a lot of creative things. So you can check out his cartoon. And where can people find his daily comic strip, Jeff?
On This Day Cartoons on Instagram.
Absolutely. And you can also see it on his Facebook page, but his Instagram is really cool as well. And we thank him. We'll have him back on the show soon to catch up with him and to talk to Sly live, because we haven't in a while. But the videos he's doing such a good job with, and they're very funny. So let's thank him for that. And when you're leaving comments and stuff, let him know that you appreciate him too, because they are very, very funny. The Oscars one, though, really had me rolling. By the way, the idea that he came up with for the movie Killer Whale, I would support that movie. Jason Statham.
Right.
Views. Or.
You can snooze.
Jeff?
Yeah, last week was a Super Maximum Retro Show. Did anybody check that out on Vice? Chris Stephanos.
I did.
Radio Labyrinth Podcast show.
Yeah,
It's basically this show.
Oh, really?
Hosted by Chris Stephanos.
Really? Does this go all over the place with no reason?
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
He should have us on his show.
I've tried to get him on here to talk about it, but that's an amazing.
Did you call him Chrissy D? Because I think he only responds to Chrissy D.
Yeah. Kreischer's Netflix special, I watched that yesterday. That was good. Anybody watch that?
Stand up, or does he do a bunch of different stuff?
No, it's stand up.
It's okay. It's good. I thought it's Bert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tells a couple funny stories. Gotham Knights, which I haven't watched yet, but I do have it on my DVR, so I will get to it. That was last week. This week, Agent Elvis on Netflix.
That's abuse from me, for sure.
This is Matthew McConaughey voicing Elvis in a cartoon. That's Archer-style cartoon.
Uh-huh. And, by the way, also stars Priscilla Presley voicing herself.
Yep.
So, the Elvis people are into it. You have Johnny Knoxville, Caitlin Olsen, Tom Kenny, Don Cheadle, Niecy Nash. So what a cast this has, right?
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to watch that. When does that start?
This week on Netflix.
Awesome.
Yeah, Views.
Yes.
I think Sunday, Lucky Hank starts on AMC. This is the new Bob Odenkirk show.
Okay.
Views, for sure.
Yeah, to Views.
Yeah. What's it about?
He plays like an English professor at a college, and he's like not a nice person.
Oh, okay.
It's getting a lot of really good reviews. I don't know if it's going to be Better Call Saul good, but I'm going to watch it.
Maybe he'll get an Emmy. Maybe he'll get an Emmy someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
and then Extrapolations on Apple TV. This looks pretty good. It's like a Black Mirror kind of show, but the theme that ties the whole thing together is basically climate change.
Oh.
So, I don't know, maybe it's too woke for you, but it looks pretty good. And the cast is really good. Edward Norton, Forrest Whitaker, Kit Harington, Tobey Maguire, Gandolfini's kids in it.
The whole thing about climate change, though.
Yeah, but that's the theme that ties the episodes together.
I mean, Black Mirror was themed technology, dark technology. So if this is, if that's as broad as the theme is, so maybe it's not preachy.
Yeah,
as Apple. So
dark technology is real, though.
Yes.
You're saying that's not real? Okay.
Apple's against climate change, but not kids making your phone.
No, digging up lithium in mines.
Digging cobalt out of a mine.
Yeah, exactly. You, Apple. Hypocrites. Hey, do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens, Georgia, not Greece, in Athens, Georgia since 2005 with fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call our good friend Brett at 706-316-9366, or you can email him at athens@ldiline.com. Staff picks real quick, and Kevin Nealon was on Harlan Highway. I got to thank Jeff again for turning me onto that podcast. It's so good, and you have Kevin Nealon on there and Harlan Williams.
Do you listen to it, or do you watch it on YouTube?
I started listening to it, and then I watched it on YouTube because it's fun to watch on YouTube also. And they get into some real good Norm Macdonald talk. I had no idea that Harlan was friends with Norm and that they came up together. I didn't know Norm had cancer when he was younger. And I don't think Harlan was making that up, was he?
No, I don't think so.
No, but those two doing improv together the whole episode was a lot of fun to listen to. Because Kevin Nealon's really good at improv, and Harlan definitely really good at improv. So that was an enjoyable podcast. That's my staff pick.
Mine is Dig Man, starts this on the 22nd on Comedy Central.
I saw a long trailer for that. Is that going to be good?
Andy Samberg doing like an Indiana Jones kind of character. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna watch it. I like Andy Samberg.
I love him.
I love Andy Samberg.
Hot Rod.
Well, you kept saying that about the Gotham Knights. I kept hoping they'd make Oakland Knights from the Bash Brothers. That's a series I would watch.
That would be cool.
My pick is, it's an older movie. It came out in 2014. I never heard of it, and I just stumbled on it on Prime. They put it on Prime this week, called Let's Kill Ward's Wife. And it's it's such a dark comedy.
Ward Cleaver?
No, it's their friend is named Ward. Donald Faison from...
Yeah, I remember Donald Faison talking about this on the Scrubs podcast a couple of years ago.
Oh, and it stars Patrick Wilson, Donald Faison. It was written and directed by Scott Foley. He was another guy that was on Scrubs. And
yeah, he was on Scrubs.
When I tell you how dark, this is so unbelievably dark, but so funny. I loved it. So I highly recommend. It's on Prime right now, but it's called Let's Kill Ward's Wife. Donald Faison's wife is a absolute TWAT, 100 exclamation points. And they're just kind of joking around about, like, let's kill her. And it's just the way that you have to watch it. I really think all you guys would like it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
My staff pick is called Infinity Pool. It's a new movie. It's not out. It's on VOD right now, but it'll be streaming probably in about 2 weeks. It's by Brandon Cronenberg.
Is he related to any of the other?
Yeah, he's David Cronenberg's son.
Okay.
And it stars Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth. It is nuts. I mean, it's nuts on the level of...
Brand new cherry flavor.
Yeah, exactly. All of Mia Goth stuff lately, it fits right in line, with all of those movies. So it's
coming back. But is that show coming back?
I don't know.
I love that show.
I thought that was just a limited series.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was anyway, I loved it.
I do too.
Well, it's a story about a couple that they go on vacation and they get drawn into locals that put them into this type of, not a game, but it's one of the movies that you don't want to spoil. So I don't want to spoil any of the content of the movie. But if you liked like it's like a modern day Natural Born Killers from a different perspective.
Okay.
Looks really good. You can definitely tell he's got Cronenberg genes because it reminds you of a lot of early Cronenberg work as far back as like Rabies and stuff. So,
wow. By the way, don't say Mia Goth's middle name.
Is it Gypped?
It's Gypped.
Just got to change that.
You got to change it. All right.
What's going on with Barkville, Steph?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, they got a new thing happening this weekend. As a matter of fact, I won't be attending. I haven't been to anything in a minute, and I'm pretty embarrassed about that. But they are going to be at the downtown Alpharetta. What is this, Chiringa? Do you know what that is?
No.
Chiringa. It's like I think it's like on the square or whatever. But it's at Chiringa, and it's this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they'll have a bunch of our, adoptable dogs out there. So if you can come out, and if you can donate at all, they rescued 2 dogs that were like living on the side of a highway yesterday, even though we did not have any fosters for them. One of them had been hit by a car, and the other one is pregnant, about to drop all these puppies. So Barkville was like, well, we can't just not do something. And we partnered with another rescue, Joy's Promise, scooped him up, found a foster home for the dad, and they're taking him to the vet to see how jacked up he is from getting hit by this car. And then the mom, we need a foster. So if you want to foster a dog that's about to have a bunch of puppies and love on some puppies.
Caitlin and I decided that when we're down to 1 dog, we'll foster, but we're not going to get a permanent, but at least we'll be able to have a foster. So that'll be cool.
I agree. I think once all of mine go on to their sweet home with Jesus, I'm only going to foster so that somebody else can just deal with the pain when the dog dies, and it won't be me.
Is the dog's Jesus actually a dog Jesus, and do they have their own mythology?
All dogs go to heaven.
I know. I watched that movie. Maybe they'll explain it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking it's the last temptation of the pooch. I've seen that. I'm not really sure.
Yes, I've seen
the same thing.
Mel Gibson, the dog version of Mel Gibson, will make a version of that film.
Yeah, but the dog has like these really, really cool abs. They're like really hot.
Yeah, hot Jesus.
Hot dog Jesus.
Going out on a high note this week on Radio Labyrinth. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being a part of the show with me and doing this every week. It's a lot of fun. Even though I was kind of brain dead tonight, at least I think sometimes I was brain dead tonight, but that's okay. I doodled, and I'll show you later on what I doodled, or maybe, I don't know.
In your pants?
No, I'll do that later. Jeff, Jeff and Steph, get your colons checked.
No.
Yeah. All right. If you don't, then the colon.
I'll just
sleeping.
I'll just come over and shit in your mailbox, and you can figure the rest out for me.
Pick through it and tell you what's wrong with you.
I'll tell you what, Tim. You quit smoking and get 2 months under your belt, then I will go and let them dig in my butt.
They don't dig in your butt.
Whatever they do.
Put a scope in it.
Whatever.
Okay. All right.
So you quit. If you care that much about my butthole, then you quit smoking.
Well, okay. Deal. I'll let you know with that. All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Until that time, please remember to keep it canon.